The jokers may think they're on top, but they're not. Cause we got aces for kings and queens. It's the biggest value you ever got, or what? Paul's aces for kings and queens.
Ace is a big, delicious surprise when your tummy's as big as your eyes.
We got the ace, we got the big, big deal. Spades, clubs, hearts, and diamonds, they're unreal.
Smooth chocolate coating over creamy vanilla.
Aces for kings and queens. Biggest pieces you've ever seen.
Got yourself a new family car, eh, Sid?
Yeah, it's a real beauty. Goes like a tired snail, handles like a wet sponge, feels like a sardine tin, but it does have 4 cylinders.
Look, son, you don't have to squeeze your family into a small car to get good fuel economy. Look at my new Falcon Alloy Head 6. Plenty of space, smooth, comfortable, beautiful for... Comfortable, beautiful performance, and economy that makes a lot of small cars look thirsty.
Don't settle for less. Falcon is the answer.
Chris, right now, here you are receiving the 1968 Emmy Award for Writing Laugh-In, and it's over now to Frank Sinatra.
Now into the category of musical and variety shows to present the award for the outstanding writing and directorial achievement in a special or a series. Here are the Flying Nun, Miss Sally Field, and the Maharishi of Malice, Hitler's Kid, Mr. Don Rickles.
The winners are Paul Keyes, Hugh Wedlock, Alan Manning, Chris Beard, David Cannis, Phil, Con, Jack, Marana Hanna, Cosmo Johnson, Ron Lennon, and Digby Wolf. Oh, Ron and Martin's laughing series.
Chris, one of the classic characters you created for Laugh-In was the little old man on the park bench. And here on film is the star who played him, Arte Johnson.
One thing about Chris, and I'm saying this to you directly, is that you never know what he's going to look like, how much he's going to weigh, or what he's going to have on his face. When I first met you, you had no hair on your face at all, and then suddenly you grew a beard. I think that one of the great stories that I have about you is the time that Gisela, my wife, and I were walking past one of those banks in Beverly Hills that has large glass windows to show the depositors that nobody's sneaking samples home. And we walked past it, and all of a sudden, as we were walking down the street, I hear this voice yelling at me, "Rasmenko! Rasmenko! Wait for me!" And I grabbed my wife by the hand. I said, "I think there's a nut back there. Let's just keep walking faster." I looked over my shoulder, and I truly did not recognize the man that was walking behind us and gaining on us. I was terrified. I was ready to call the police. And this man kept running after, "Wait for me, wait!" And I thought, oh, my, this is it. You know, I was looking for a place to run into. And my wife turned and said, "Artie, that's Chris Bearde." And I said, "Oh, my gosh, let's find a place to hide." We didn't hide, we talked to you, and that was at a time when you were making a big transition, and apparently the transition has worked out very satisfactorily, and we're all thrilled for your success and the things that you've done since Laugh-In, where you were unbearded and unheavy.
Chris, Laugh-In, of course, immortalizes the Polish joke. And you went on to create a hit show for the Polish Prince, Bobby Vinton.
Oh, and we had some good times together. I sure miss him because we did have some great times together. One thing I can remember about Chris is not only is he a talented man, but he's a very shrewd businessman. And when you possess both of those qualities, you've got something. Chris, all I want you to know is that I miss you, and I can't wait to get drunk with you again because I'm getting all my friends back.
Of course, Chris, you've always harboured a passionate commitment to Australian talent. In 1974, you come home to produce a comedy series for an old friend. He's here tonight, the star of the new drama series Punishment, Barry Crocker.
Somebody's got to cry on the show, and I'm the one. They picked me, I got to cry. How are you? It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
They kept telling me that you weren't here.
I know. I'm not. Goodbye.
Barry, you're another graduate of the El Rocco, I know that.
Yes. Well,
Now, I know Chris wrote for you when you were both starting out together, but what was he like to work with on that special of yours?
Didn't really write for me. I stole his jokes. Well, you know, it was... I've known Chris for 20 years now. We've actually worked 3 times on television. First time was with Review 62, Crocker and Clark. Second time was a special at Channel 9 where I stood there and a midget came out with a ladder and put it on top of me and crawled up the ladder and hit me with a rubber hammer. That was my part in that special. Then you came back in 74 for the Barry Crocker Comedy Hour, or the BC Comedy Hour. And you really stirred the place up because that was sort of the end of black and white. We had a lot of old cameras. And there's still a young technician because you built the first laugh track machine in Australia. And there's still a young man, 19-year-old man who looks 80 walking around HSV7 saying, "Crispy." And I think that to compliment you, you had a fantastic talent for picking new talent. In that show, I don't know if you know this or not, but all the young people who had never been really seen on television before have all gone on to become big stars in this country. So congratulations. It's about time you came back, you know.
Well, we're talking.
We need you.
Well, Barry, as a matter of fact, the BC Comedy Hour rides again. All right.
I love you too much to ever start liking you. So let's just let the story have an end. I love you too much to ever start liking you. So don't expect me to be your friend.
Oh, Jennifer, I think I love you.
Oh, Ted, I didn't know what to say.
Don't say anything. Just let me hold you.
Do you kids know that it's 4 o'clock in the morning?
Well, what's the matter with him? Doesn't he know it's Saturday night?
Fathers can be like that, you know.
Yeah, impatient and unreasonable. Now get in here.
Oh, he sounds really mad. I think you better go.
Yeah, I guess so. Coming, Dad.
How about that, eh? Barry Crocker, thank you very much. Thank you. Congratulations. Chris, you masterminded Elvis Presley's first TV special, and your discoveries include Cheryl Ladd, Gabe Kaplan, Steve Martin, and the Hudson Brothers. You inspired the Donnie and Marie show and devised the Gong Show.
Gentlemen, here comes Bob Viola.
Caught in a trap. Ow! I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby.
May you be forgiven. But perhaps your greatest magic is for setting free the true spirit of an artist. You take a pair of rock and roll hippies and turn them into the wittiest, most glamorous couple on television in the Sonny and Cher show. And your friend Bob Wood remembers it like this.
Hi, Chris. Congratulations. I think it was back in 1973, 1974. I was president of CBS, and we just introduced into our new schedule the Sonny and Cher show. And all the program executives on the west coast of America called me and said, "You got to get out here. There's a madman running loose in the studio." So on my next trip to Los Angeles, I went down there. Sure enough, everything was off the wall. There was some red-headed and bearded crazy man coming off of the bleachers, the back sets. It was unbelievable. And I thought we were running an asylum. And then I saw the show on the air. And my advice to those people was, leave that crazy man alone. He's a genius.
Gonna build a mountain. Gonna build a mountain. Yes, I hope I will. Gonna build a mountain. Gonna build it high. I don't know how I'm
Now, look here, I say, that wasn't exactly cricket, now, was it?
No, boy, that was mountain climbing.
And take my pictures up the mountain, heaven will be waiting.
I'm afraid some people still haven't seen the light about defrosting their refrigerators. Defrosting? Nothing to it with my new invention. There, I see things in the hot water automatically. See?
My mum told me to price the food out with a tire lever. Right below, Mum.
Kelvinator has a brilliant idea that means no more defrosting ever. Kelvinator No Frost. Kelvinator uses a fan to circulate dry, sub-zero air, and the moving air collects excess moisture from your freezer. Your freezer stays ice-free all year.
Oh, hello, honky tonks. I'm a real fan for Kelvinator No Frost, because I never have to defrost. No more icy fingers.
Wonderful thing, No Frost. Packages don't stick together. So much easier to help yourself, what? Kelvinator No Frost is fully protected by the Kelvinator Customer Protection Plan. If you're tired of defrosting, Kelvinator has something for everyone.
Steaks again.
What you need, Dad, is a pen that erases.
Oh, pens don't erase, sweetheart.
Eraser, mate. Erasers.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Now there's a ballpoint pen that does the unbelievable. Erases. The Erasermate pen has a unique ink that gives you time to erase mistakes this easily and eventually becomes permanent.
It's amazing.
Erasermate, the pen that erases mistakes. Quality guaranteed by Papermate.
Benin now comes in shorts. Short 250ml bottles, which give you around 2 glasses, in easy-to-take packs of 6. So you can taste the fruits of the lucky country, wherever you're lucky enough to be. Benin, now in shorts.
Nilo Taps presents some beautiful turn-ons for your kitchen and bathroom. Bring out the decorator in you with Nilo, the best ideas on tap.
Chris Wise, Paul's aces are kings and queens.
Aces are